Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman Lois Season 4. Today we have a huge announcement to go over, and that is the fact that Superman Lois has been renewed for another season at the CW. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay guys, so this has been what we've been expecting for a long time. However, it's come as a little bit of a shock because I thought for a while there that Superman Lois wasn't going to be renewed at the CW. I thought it was going to be moved to HBO Max, which is now known as Max. However, the official announcement just came last night from Deadline that Superman Lois has been renewed for a 10-episode Season 4 at the CW. And so we're going to be breaking down this article bit by bit because there's some interesting bits and there are big changes coming to this new season at the CW, that being Season 4 of course. But first things first, I just have to say personally, I am so excited that an Arrowverse show is going to be continuing next year. Yes, it's not strictly Arrowverse in terms of it's not Earth Prime, but it is an Arrowverse show with the characters that originated from the Arrowverse. And so the CW has renewed Superman Lois for a 10-episode fourth season, reports Deadline, following months of negotiations. It will be the last remaining DC series on the network next season, and that is because Gotham Knights has been officially cancelled by the CW. This is what we've been expecting, because Gotham Knights, as you know, even though it was very cheap, and that could have been a way that it was saved, it wasn't well received by fans. It didn't have as many fans as Superman Lois, and Superman Lois is well regarded as one of the best DC shows pretty much of all time in its not even 3 seasons run so far. And so let's continue with this. So Superman Lois, which was part of the CW's Arrowverse, was one of 3 shows on the network, all from WBTV and Berlanti Productions, which were awaiting renewal decisions, alongside All American Homecoming and Gotham Knights. As reported by Deadline earlier this evening, and later confirmed by the CW, Superman Lois and All American Homecoming are getting picked up for a next season alongside previously renewed tentpoles All American and Walker. Freshman series Gotham Knights has been cancelled. To make the dual deals possible, there will be budget cuts that include reducing the number of series regular cast members. Superman Lois currently has 12 series regulars. Deadline hears that the leads are not expected to be affected, but supporting cast members will likely be. Speeding up the decision is the fact that cast options are set to expire this week. Additionally, the CW is likely to share some library streaming rights to Superman Lois, which is now available on Max. The CW's head of network makes a statement. This is his statement: "We are thrilled to bring All American Homecoming and Superman Lois back to the CW. These series are 2 of our strongest performance across our linear and digital platforms, with some of the most passionate fan bases in all of television. We are grateful to our partners at WBTV and Berlanti Productions for their continued collaboration, and we cannot wait to get started on the new seasons. Superman Lois has been on par with All American and Walker, but with its superhero nature, it's also more expensive due to extensive special effects. In addition to trimming the cast, the series will likely lean more heavily into the core premise as a family drama going forward, while still honouring its superhero roots. The size of its order, 10 episodes versus 13 for the other legacy CW shows, also reflects its higher costs." So that is a lot that we need to break down. That is the whole article. We're going to go back right to the start of the article where they confirm it's going to be a 10-episode season. And that is because of budget cuts, as Deadline just said. That is reflective of its costly nature. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm okay with this. 10 episodes is not that much of a big change from 13 episodes. The bigger change was like The Flash going from 20 plus episodes to 13 this last season. Like, that was a huge cut, and we really felt that. And so I think by negotiating all of this and getting it down to 10 episodes, I think we're actually lucky that we're getting 10 episodes of Superman Lois for a new season. And as I said, I was really unsure that it would go ahead at the CW because of its costly nature and the fact that Superman Lois goes to Max straight after like a couple of days or weeks on the CW's platform, on the CW app. And so, you know, they've said in the past, you know, it's not really super beneficial for them. Yes, it does good on TV when it airs and then initially afterwards on the CW app, but at the same time they don't get like a lot out of it after they've produced the show. But it's been such a good show that I feel like it was undeniable, and so I think this is why months of negotiations have gone on, and that's why we've not officially heard anything for a long time, is because they've been dealing with trying to keep the show alive while also cutting back on some things and negotiating their way into keeping it happen. And so I think this is Berlanti Productions, and specifically Greg Berlanti, trying to keep his show going on, because, you know, it's so good and it would be a huge waste. And so let's talk about the cuts that they've made. So to make the deal possible by continuing the show, there's going to be budget cuts with Superman and Lois. So that's going to include reducing the series' regular cast members. And the people that are mainly going to be affected are the supporting cast members, and the main leads, which I suppose are Superman and Lois, most definitely, and then the two kids who are series regulars. I think they will be fine, but then the question is, what happens to the Cushings, who are all series regulars, as well as Chrissy and John Henry Irons and Natalie? If I'm looking at the show and what's going on right now, and the fact that they might move the whole show to Metropolis, because we know that up in Vancouver it was very expensive for them to run the whole Smallville set, because if you guys didn't know, it was like a whole mini village that they created for the set, and their lease was due to run out this year, and I believe it has run out. And so moving to Metropolis would allow them to basically create some indoor sets for the apartment, for some different places and locations that they'll regularly go to, just like The Flash and Supergirl and all the other shows did. Superman Lois was unique in that it created like a whole mini set and a mini town for them to shoot in. That's why you got so many scenes in the diner and also on the streets of Smallville. You could tell that it was like a real place that they were living in, and it wasn't just like them pasting it all together bit by bit. And apparently it was very expensive for them to rent out that place, and so I believe the fact that their lease is up, they probably are going to be moving the show to Metropolis to keep costs down. And so with that, you're going to probably cut some of those regular Smallville people. So I'm going to say you're going to see less Kyle, you're going to see less Chrissy, because Chrissy is Smallville Gazette and Kyle is kind of more to do with Smallville more than anything. I feel like if any of the Cushings survive, it's going to be more likely to be Sarah and Lana. They could be just potentially downgraded to recurring characters on the show, that being Chrissy and Kyle, as well as I think Natalie, because Natalie doesn't have like a huge role on the show. John Henry Irons is potentially in the running to stay as the series regular alongside Lana and Sarah, in my opinion. Also, I don't know what age they are, but if any of the kids like Sarah, Jonathan and Jordan eventually go to college, they could all move to Metropolis, and that would be a way to keep them around. I believe they actually might be like 1 year off from going to college in terms of continuity in the TV show, but you could always do a time jump and make them all move to Metropolis, because they're all moving there for university, for college as you say in America. And so I think that is a very high possibility that they could do something like that. So in my honest opinion, I think the series regulars will be definitely Superman and Lois, so Tyler and Bitsy, and then joining them will be the two kids, that being Jordan and Jonathan Kent. And I think if any cast member from the past series regulars is going to survive, it will be John Henry Irons as well as Lana and Sarah. However, there is a chance that they might sacrifice one or two of those characters in order to keep the series regular numbers down to like 5, so you have the Kent family plus one other regular, but I think they need 2 other regulars, so I'm going to say at least Lana or at least Sarah, and then also I think at least John Henry Irons, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, I don't think General Lane is going to be a regular, so I believe a lot of these past series regulars, and there was 12 on the show, I think they're all going to be, or mostly all of them are going to be downgraded to recurring characters. So in the 10 episodes, maybe they'll appear in 4 episodes, maybe max 5 episodes. So that being the people that I've mentioned, like Chrissy, like Kyle, and everyone else. So I believe that's what's going on. Let me know your theories down in the comments below. Who do you think will be the series regulars next season? I think it'll be 5, maximum 6 people. So at least cutting the series regulars in half. And so in addition, they say that the CW is likely to share some streaming rights to Superman Lois, so I don't know what that is going to be. Like, are they going to lease it to somewhere else like Netflix in order to make some more money? I don't know. They will have to negotiate that with Warner Brothers themselves. Plus also the fact that the cast options were set to expire this week, I believe was easier for them to actually cut down and reduce some of them from series regulars to recurring characters or even just guest appearances. Obviously it's a shame for the cast members because they are actors, they do have to make a living. Yes, they make a lot of money, but at the same time I still feel bad for them. Also, they add on, because of its superhero nature, it's more expensive and they're going to be trimming down the costs. With them actually doing that, they might actually lean more into the family drama side of things, so you might see a similar thing to what The Flash has done recently, where they've basically had less Flash and more just Barry along with the other cast members, and so some episodes you will see no Flash, and I believe next season you'll see some episodes with no Superman in order to cut back on a couple of episodes and put their budget smartly into like 6 episodes or something of the 10, so that they can still have their superhero nature in the show but kind of focusing more on the family drama of things. Obviously that's something that they've already been doing. I don't think we're going to see too much of an effect there. I think the biggest place we're going to see an effect in terms of the changes is definitely going to be seeing those series regulars a lot less than we have in the last 3 seasons, because they've all pretty much shared the screen time quite equally. Yes, Superman and Lois are the main focuses, but all the other characters did share a big amount of screen time. And so yeah, am I excited for this new season? Of course I am. Like, I am beyond thrilled that Superman and Lois is getting a season 4. I was honestly quite surprised to see the announcement that it was continuing at the CW, because like I said earlier, I thought it was going to go over to Max, and I would be very happy with that. But I'm happy that CW realizes, okay, this is actually a great show and let's continue with this. So I'm happy that Berlanti Productions and WBTV went into negotiations with CW in order to save Superman and Lois, essentially, because I do believe at one point they were ready to just throw Superman and Lois away because it's really expensive. But through these negotiations we've been able to get a season 4 that's going to be 10 episodes long, and so I'm beyond hyped to see a new season of Superman and Lois. We also know that season 3 is going to end on a cliffhanger, so thank God we're getting a season 4, so we'll see that continuation into the next season. So hopefully 10 episodes is more than enough to do what they want to do, and I think it is. So it's going to be great. But for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're hyped for season 4, leave a like and a comment telling me your opinions. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.